He sees it going to 250,000. What I didn't understand was he sees it happening by the end of next year, if I got that right.
More on that later in the video. This is The Phantom speaking. This channel is where we explore everything about cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the future of finance. Here's Michael Saylor talking on the Patrick Bet-David podcast about the volatility of Bitcoin.
You know, half of this is the return, but the other half is the volatility. The reason those instruments have value is because they're volatile, because I can arbitrage them and sell the volatility. So a lot of times people think volatility is a bad thing, but I would say it's like radioactivity and heat. And a lot of people are afraid of a fire and they're afraid of radioactivity, but you can't have nuclear power without radioactivity, and you can't have an internal combustion engine without a fire. And so MicroStrategy's put this crypto reactor in the middle of the company. And because we have that high volatility, high energy reactor, and it's like, people are like, aren't you going to diversify it? That's like taking this water and pouring it on the fire. Of course I'm not going to diversify it. Like, I give you fire, you're freezing to death, and the first thing you could think to do is throw water on it, right? So we're actually running the reactor, and that is really our unique value proposition to all those investors, and they can't get it except from a public company that's 100% committed to Bitcoin.
Many are concerned with Bitcoin's recent price drop. Will that continue into the future? Many are speculating that it may. There's a recent article in cryptonews.com stating that Bitcoin price is crashing. Technicals do point to a 20% dip. Bitcoin traded near the $91,000 level on Monday, December 30th, down 15% from its highest level this year. Technical suggests that it has more downside to come. Again, this is speculation, but this is in the current cycle of news and something we should watch for. Bitcoin's retreat can be attributed to profit taking by investors who have benefited. It's more than twofold increase this year. Bitcoin price could crash to $73,000. What does Michael Saylor have to say about that? Let's take a listen.
So what do you think it's going to be by the end of Trump, give or take? High low. If you're saying in 21 years it'll be 13 million, you're saying it'll be at 100,000 by the end of the year. What do you think it'll be by 2020?
You know, I got a Bitcoin 24 model that's actually published on GitHub. You can Google it, and if you Google it, you can download it, and then you can crank in your assumptions and see our base case assumptions. And I think my base case assumptions, and it actually spits out the price of Bitcoin every year. And to tell you the truth, I don't have off the top of my head, I don't have the exact number for the end of 28. But I could tell you basically the model says it's like 55 growth to 52 to 50% a year.
Got it.
So it's like 50 to 45%
totally
growth a year for the next 4 years. And that's like doubling every 18 months or less than 18 months in that range.
I got it. So roughly 350 is, you know, if we were to say $300,000 to $400,000, that's about the number.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
You wouldn't be surprised if it's a number like that. But because you're long term, you really don't care what it is. You're playing 21 years. You're not playing 4 years.
No, I'm in it forever.
Let's hear what David Tawil of ProChain Capital has to say about his sentiment on the future of Bitcoin price.
David is among those saying this run-up that has gotten us in and out of that $100,000 a coin level. He sees it going to 250,000. What I didn't understand was he sees it happening by the end of next year, if I got that right. David, good to have you. That's a fairly bullish call, but you know, you're probably right. At these levels, it would effectively be a doubling from where we are right now, a little bit more than that. And of course, we've had that and then some this year.
Yeah, I think that we've only begun to see the positive catalysts that are coming. I mean, clearly from Donald Trump's picks within his cabinet and supportive roles, there are really crypto mindful people that have been supportive, between Scott Bessent and Paul Atkins and now David Sachs, who will be the AI crypto czar. You have some really sharp, really successful, really pro-crypto people in and around the administration. On top of that, you've got a Congress that is controlled by Republicans that has already seen a bill that will establish a strategic reserve of Bitcoin for the U.S. government. Whether that gets passed or whether that goes forward, it doesn't matter. There are other countries around the world like Brazil, Poland, Russia, the state of Pennsylvania, who are also all considering strategic Bitcoin reserves, as are corporations around the country. And so this is a scarce asset, and I think that people, inclusive of the biggest investors around the world, sovereign wealth funds and nation states, will start to buy this and will have a difficult time keeping the price low, and therefore demand is going to totally outstrip supply.
So what do you think? Will Bitcoin continue its meteoric rise, or will it face insurmountable challenges? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thank you for watching. Phantom will see you in the next one.